Wacko is a free man. He was acquitted on all 10 charges yesterday. He walked out of the courtroom under his sun umbrella, got into a suburban caravan with his family, and went back to the Neverland Ranch. I don't even want to speculate on how an acquitted pedophile goes about celebrating at his mini Disneyland. I'll leave that up to your imaginations. Listen, maybe the evidence wasn't there. Maybe the prosecution did not make its case. And maybe the accuser's mother was the worst witness in the history of organized trials. But that being said, couldn't they send the guy to jail on something? Anything? The guy does have adult alarms in his house. Doesn't that get you sent to the hole for a few months? The guy has a miniature Disneyland in his backyard. Didn't that send up a few red flags? He admits that he slept in the same bed as young boys. His best friends are chimps and preteens. That doesn't get you sent to jail for a few days? Can't they just send him to jail because he's Michael Jackson? At least on general principle? And as for that part about him sleeping with young boys, his lawyer, Thomas Mesereau, says that he's going to discontinue that practice. Quote, he's not going to do that anymore. He's not going to make himself vulnerable to this anymore. End quote. Excellent decision. Nothing like not figuring that out until you get well into your 40s. Nothing like getting well into your 40s and having to go through the ordeal of a child molestation trial before finally coming to the conclusion that sleeping in the same bed with a 10-year-old probably isn't very cool. There is some good news, however. For instance, if you're a sick, deranged weirdo or a homicidal husband, make sure you commit your crimes here in Cali. Apparently, we just don't put famous people in jail here ever for any reason. OJ acquitted. Robert Blake acquitted. Mike Jackson acquitted. I guess the message is, if you're famous and you have money, you can pretty much do whatever the hell you want. Kill, molest, whatever. Got to give it up to the jury, too. They all seem very reasonable and intelligent. A real jury of Jacko's peers. I mean, that's all you can ask for, right? Scoreboard. It is the ultimate scoreboard. The judicial system did its thing. He had a trial in front of a jury of his peers. He got over. Scoreboard. I can't take that from Mike. But as far as this whole concept of a jury of Jacko's peers, I think that's nearly impossible. I don't think that there's a lot of internationally famous young African-American males who turn themselves into white females in the greater Santa Maria area. So good luck getting a jury of his peers. Unless Diana Ross and her 11 sisters live in the Santa Maria area, I don't think he's going to get a jury of his peers. And how about those people in front of the courtroom celebrating the verdict? I can't even begin to explain what I think of these people. What are you people doing there? What do you care? You don't know the guy. Yet there you are in tears in front of the courthouse. Trust me when I tell you, it is impossible for you to look any more ridiculous than you looked. You weren't on trial. One of your family members wasn't on trial. Some guy with 35 different noses who walks backwards and carries an umbrella and wears one glove was. A guy you don't even know. You've got people out there crying, hitting the pavement, hugging each other. Why? What, like your spouse was on the verge of being sent to jail for 30 years and beat the rap, or your mother, or your brother, or your sister, or your father, or your cousin, or hell, somebody you even know? What, somebody's music you used to like? You must have a hell of a lot going on in your life if that's what you did with your time yesterday. What do you want to do today? I don't know. Hey, isn't today the day we get the verdict? Yeah, I think it is. Let's go to the courthouse. How do you get to a place in your life where you think that's a good idea? Let's drive to Santa Maria. Let's go down to the courthouse. And the verdict just in, Mikey, acquitted on all charges. Ah! People are crying, hugging each other. You don't even know the guy. Lastly, I wonder if Macaulay Culkin broke him off a telephone call after the verdict. You just see Macaulay. Mike, nice work. I'm very happy for you. Take some time, get your head right, start making better decisions, enjoy your freedom.
Thanks so much, Macaulay. I really appreciate all the support. Say, I just sent LaToya out to get a case of Diet Pepsi and a big box of wine. What do you say you come over and we celebrate the big win? We could drink Jesus juice, Macaulay. We can go on the Ferris wheel for old time's sake. I even have an old pair of your underoos lying around. We could crawl into bed and remember the good times. Macaulay? Macaulay? Are you there? Macaulay? Macaulay!
No, he's free. He got his time in court. He beat the rap. And now he can start loading up on Diet Pepsi cans, resetting the adult alarm, and go about his merry way. And again, hats off to the jury. It seemed pretty smart.